Good evening, gentlemen.
What up? What up? What up?
What's going
Welcome
on?
back to another Let Loose Dog Talk.
Man, it's another
Tuesday.
day. It's weird. Can't say Wild Out Wednesdays no more because you got us up in here to plug on a Tuesday. Got
We
the
sure
dog
did.
up on a Tuesday.
Hey, the holidays are here. I was gonna be pretty busy tomorrow, and that's why I was like, let's move it a day ahead. We'll go from there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Merry
both would.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
happy holidays.
We didn't have Gabriel last week here.
No, you guys
No,
this week?
no, we did it. We did it. And while we own that, so Gabe, you missed what we were talking about. Like I end up saying something that kind of made an uproar, but I did the math, and my math is math, and everybody else I can't see it. So I
Yeah.
said something like, back in the day we had like those programs where they posted dogs up. You knew whose dog it was because people bred to a type and had consistency. So I said you don't see a lot of that these days. And I just let people say what they have to say or whatever. It didn't really bother me. Everybody has an opinion. But after I got to thinking about it, there was only roughly about what, maybe 10 that was mentioned, Dennis.
Around there. Yeah.
Yeah, so people were like, "Oh, you do see it. There is a lot of it. This, that, and the third." But I feel that if you're only giving me 10 to even maybe 20, what I said was there's not a lot of breeders and programs with a lot of consistency. And if you look into the mass amount of breeders that we have, which is anywhere, I didn't ever do the math, but that's about 50,000 breeders. So to get 10 to 20, still again, guys, we still don't have a lot of programs with consistent dogs. It's just an inconsistent market, in my opinion.
Mm. That was a recap from last week, Gabe. So
I just had to put that out there. It's been on my
yeah.
mind. I didn't want to hold it in. That's how anger starts. You feel me?
Yeah, you don't need that. You get
Nah,
ulcers.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm getting old, man. I barely even have gray hairs. I ain't tripping over that.
Hey,
But you
Pasu,
know
how's it
me.
going, brother?
What up, Pasu? But you know me, I'm gonna say what I say and have my own opinion. Everybody else has theirs too, so it is what it is.
No, definitely. So this evening, guys, I know Ernest, you wanted to bring a topic, and I think it has to do with temperament. I think one of your friends had an incident where she got attacked by a dog, right?
Yeah, yeah. She got attacked just the other day. So me and a couple, especially combat canine, we were we were talking, and something that we've noticed just over the few weeks, and it's been every week. Well, it's been on the news of just innocent people being attacked and mauled by dogs getting out of the house, out the yard, just walking down the street, going to pet a dog. And I have a friend just last week, because I was telling her about it, and she shared our podcast and stuff like that, and then she hit me up was saying, "Hey, I got a subject for you." And she was attacked by a couple pit bulls that her buddy has, and so she went there to go drop off some clothing and stuff like that. And one of the dogs is already uh, pretty much deemed not to be socialized to be around people. And the dude let the dog out.
So this
And
dog
when he
been warned by animal control and stuff like that.
absolutely,
Okay.
and the dog was let out and pretty much just messed her whole leg up. Like it's crazy. It's mad crazy. I'm at a loss at it
I
because
know you
people don't
sent me
realize.
some footage.
Yeah,
If you're okay with me showing it, I'll put it up in the screen so people can
it
see.
is it content like can we do that? There's gashes and cuts and blood. Man, this is our thing. Come on, put the
Yeah, no, no. You know what? It's
let them come
your
for us, bro.
viewer discretion, guys. So it is pretty bad. So you know here it goes.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so that's part. Yeah, that's part of her leg. They attacked her ankle. She's had to get stitches in her arm. And it's really bad. Like just to, I'm pretty sure, like, I asked her how she felt about it, and she was afraid. Like, you can, especially with pits, or any dog, no matter what dog,
What kind of dog attacked her?
a pit bull.
Oh, okay.
Are we sure it was a pit bull or was it like them rescue dogs, the blue ones
Nah,
that everybody has,
that,
and they say it's a pity I have a pit bull? Because I'll be honest,
no,
I
that's
don't see very many pit bulls, man. I see a lot of people
Yeah,
throw
the
away that,
original
and
American
I
pit
don't
bull.
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah.
they do that on the news. The first thing they do is say, "Oh, pit bull attacking." You look at it, that's a bully. That's a
Yeah,
Labrador
Oh, yeah,
mix.
yeah, it's a lap doodle
You
or
know,
no,
yeah, lab pit bull and
yeah.
boxer.
No, they were pit bulls, man. They were. That's all he has is pit bulls, and so I don't know what the whole process of it is or what she's going to be doing. But I know that someone called the cops after she made it to the hospital and everything. So I don't. I'll figure out everything else. I mean, I just really see her here and there. I don't see her a lot, but once I find
is
out
this
everything else,
is this guy with the pit bulls? Is he a breeder or just a
I
pet
don't know the
owner?
guy. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
the guy. Either way it goes, he's breeder, pet owner. Like most people, like for me, I got utility dogs, and with what they do as far as protection work, the dog is not the liability. Us as humans are the liability because the dog is only doing what it knows to be, and that's to be a dog. And without, it threw me off. with without proper boundaries, control, and handling of the dog, society and what we have with these dogs is just getting out of hand. Like you got to realize that these are apex predators, and if you're not putting a lot of control on it, it's like you giving a kid with no rules. They can just do whatever they want. You're not getting any boundaries, none of that. And that's why we say a lot. But I think a lot of people don't need dogs.
Yeah,
Because they're treating them as babies or like they're children, but they're not. Man. This is an apex predator, 100%.
Apex predator, that's wild.
You think it's not?
No, your dog is not a predator.
It is. Why do you have prey drive?
Yeah, but that's not a predator.
It'll still hunt, right?
I don't know.
It'll still go kick. Yeah, it
But
will.
that's not a predator.
It's an apex predator. Dog is an apex predator.
We're gonna have to chat
Just
GPT
because
this.
you,
I'm gonna have to
because
chat GPT
you,
this.
yeah, you got
what's
to
up,
realize like
Martin?
a dog is a descendant of a wolf. It's a predator.
Yeah, but that's really far back.
Don't get domesticated, my boy. Don't
What do
don't
you?
get into this world. Don't get into this
But the
world. You got
dogs
to
are
realize that this
domesticated. They're domesticated.
dogs. Okay, so the same subject with Dennis. We were talking about this earlier. You still have to recognize that the dog is still a dog, and what a dog was meant to do. And a dog does not have a all the way like mindset where we have balance and everything, but a dog can still turn around and be a dog.
Yeah, but
Loyal as
they're
they
not.
are,
But they're not actively hunting. I'm
even
just
though
saying
they may
in the
not.
context of, for argument's sake, right? In the
Yeah,
context of
That's not
apex
a yeah.
predator, the dog it doesn't fall under that. It's a lion, a tiger.
You might okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying? Because
even
they're not actively
mm-mm.
hunting. They
No,
can hunt.
I get what you. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
So it can, right? So
yeah, but so
it
can
has the
I. But I'm
ability.
not a.
But it still has the ability to, and it still can react to do that, right?
Yeah,
So
but
you
I'm just
must
saying, as far as the
respect. So that
definition of the
means,
apex
but you
predator.
still must respect that the apex is in the
Yeah,
dog. So it's an
no,
apex predator.
that's where I disagree because it's not apex. Because I agree to where you have to.
You,
Any dog is that, but a Chihuahua is not an apex predator. Just because it bit somebody, a negative, right?
mm,
Apex
mm,
and the word predator, these guys are on top. You're not gonna let that, those
the
dogs
dog
out. They're
be on
not gonna
top.
be running the show.
I see what you're saying, but still at the same time,
Yeah,
that's the way I was raised and knowing what dogs are. I'm always going to consider them an apex predator. I'm
yeah,
always going to give them their respect and always treat them as such because guess what? At any moment, at any time, if you're not respecting that and what the dog is, that means you can be delusional of the dog can actually possibly do this. And if you're
yeah,
not seeing that and you don't recognize or respect that, then guess what? You're going to be one of those people that have the same situations that these dogs are attacking everybody. So So you have to realize and recognize and respect that it's in the dog.
So,
Yeah.
do you think though that okay? My question is okay. She got attacked. The dogs were loose on the street, or they got out of the
So
house.
the ones that are on the news were loose in the street.
Mm,
This one, she was in the house, and the negligence of the owner let the dog out.
okay, run it back again. So she was in her house or in the house of the guy that had the dogs.
She was in the house with the guys that had the dog.
Oh, okay. So she got attacked inside the house.
Yes. And hold on. You wanted to chat GBT it? I had to go hit up my homie Google. And he says, yes, dogs, domesticated and feral, are generally considered apex predators.
What I got is are not predators in most environments.
Yeah, you're gonna keep running with that chat GBT and we get fooled by the world if you want to, my boy. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying in most cases, like I guess I'm thinking more of like a tiger, right? Something that's
Yeah.
not domesticated, but we try to. But these dogs that we have, they're domesticated. I don't think they're actively hunting, but that's just me.
Mm,
Do I think that dog was preying upon that woman? No, I don't think that's what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's different variables that could have happened
mm,
because,
Yeah.
like Ernest said, they were inside the guy's house. The dogs live there. Depending on the temperament of the dogs as well, how he's raising them, whether he's socializing them or not, or did the dogs see her as an intruder and they were like, "Screw this, we
mm.
need to, mess this girl up because she's in
No,
our
because
house."
so one of them was acting really, really skittish.
Okay.
And so you always know me. I say a confident dog will bite you faster than a non-confident one.
Yeah.
So when that one was acting skittish, but still at the same time, he let out the one that's not supposed to be around people. 'Cause this dog is
Mm,
bitten. Yeah, it's bitten. It bit a child. It bit his girlfriend, and I think it bit somebody else. But so I'm saying to you, I was saying I don't understand why SPCA haven't taken this dog yet. So the negligence of him with knowing this of her in the house, you should have never let that dog out that crate.
yeah. So here, this is the owner's fault.
Yes, and that's where I was saying, in the beginning, we are the liability.
Yeah.
So him and his negligence and not paying attention to what is happening, well, not being respectable of knowing what is going to happen if he lets the dog out.
Because this is a serious injury here,
It
and
is
it could have
very
gotten
serious.
worse.
Yeah,
She could have lost her life there or whatever. And oh, man, I
yeah,
would have
like
been pissed.
it's gotten her ankle, it got her shin, it's gotten her like literally right up on her armpit. She's gotten tattooed. I mean, had to get stitches. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
No,
crazy.
yeah, that's not good. The the owner should be held responsible for that. You know, maybe
facts.
the dog was doing what the dog was supposed to do in his house, protecting his house or whatever it was. But man,
So like that's an example. Like so here, if you come to my house, am I gonna let a dress out?
no, of course not.
That is being respect. That is being a true dog owner. You're
Yeah.
respecting and knowing what your dog is going to do, even if there was a slight possibility. You're not supposed to let that dog out.
Yep.
Now you're causing the problem and the harm on the dog as well as bodily harm on somebody else, because
I
the dog is
agree.
going to lose his life because there's no true correction. Or if me being like with a dresser, if I let a dresser out, she's about to lose her life because I'm being negligent and not protecting what I have trained her to do.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't think everybody in this world is fit for dogs, man.
Yeah, and I think too, something I've seen is that everybody wants to do like some dog training and some bite work, and that's just not for everybody. Not
It is
everybody can
that
teach
no,
it, and not every dog can do it,
and
True.
right? And you buy
you
dogs from
know,
people that you don't know, and then you're like, "Oh, that's
yeah,
the breed I want," right? And you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, and you already have dogs that are already messed up, right? But that's the breed you want, and then you're going to some whack ass trainer to do some bite work that really doesn't know what's going on, and you're new to
mhm,
it, so you're not sure either. But you're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this dog will attack on command,
Yeah, yeah.
and you just really got a liability, and then you're not consistent with it, and it's dangerous. I see
I
people
not
doing it all the
100%.
time. Like
You
that
know,
shit.
I 100% agree with you. And you know, this is a word I shout out all the time, no matter what we're doing. Research. Before you get into any breed, research the breed. But then at the same time, research yourself. Be honest with yourself. Can I really take control and hold on to this dog and do what needs to be done to train the dog, have control of the dog, put everything that needs to do be put into the dog with socialization, feeding, and this, that, and the third. What up, my boy?
What
Like
up, Scott?
then, and then at the same time, be real with yourself too. Whenever you're like, oh, I want to do some protection work, but don't, realize if you're a clown, you're a clown. You can't do this because a lot of people get these old protection dogs and they're like, oh yeah, like they got inferiority personality problems, and then they're like, yo, I'm gonna take my dog out. I got motherfuckers I don't like and whatever. You trying to be big man on campus, big man in the yard, but what's gonna happen? That dog's gonna gut loose and you gonna get ripped up. Somebody gonna get ripped up. Not it's just if you don't have the mentality for it and you don't have the mentality to raise a dog, put into the dog, then guess what? You don't need a dog. But then at the same time of researching, when you're getting into this and you're looking into your breeder and hey, what up?
Hey, Mr. Keith.
that's that's big unk right there. But if you're getting this, research that dog, but research that breeder. If you're talking to the breeder and you're asking breeders every question under the sun, if the breeder ain't got an answer to it, and he's like, or dodging around it or whatever, and they're not been open, then guess what? Dodge that breeder. That breeder ain't the one because you're gonna go back to that breeder and you're gonna try to learn something from that breeder. But guess what? That breeder can't even tell you about what he's even breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just find the one for you. You got to find somebody that's right for you and that fits your lifestyle for your program. You can't be.
It's like
No,
it's
and
like
and
finding a
if you're gonna
relationship.
do, yeah, if you're gonna do protection work or any kind of like working event, as whether it's bite work or whatever, make sure that
Mm,
you're the alpha and don't let the dog,
right.
take that command over you because that dog's gonna do whatever he wants at the end of the
Oh
day.
yeah. Oh, facts, 100%. And
Yeah.
like that's one thing is like we say that a lot. We say that a lot, and people don't get. When we're saying be the alpha, be the alpha, be the one to control the dog. Don't let the dog control you. You run the house. You own the house, not the dog. And when the dog
Yeah.
is doing something like, so I got a coworker that works with me, and she was like, "Yo, I'm having problems. My dog is barking at me," and I'm like, and I looked at her. I'm like, because I already knew, like, I know what kind of person you are. And she got a mile, half German Shepherd. It's Mal German and Doberman.
Shit.
And I'm like, yeah, you ain't fit for this dog, man. So she's talking to me. This is on Sunday. She's like, yeah, hey, I'm glad I saw you. I'm having some problems with my dog, this, that, and the third. I'm like, what's wrong with it? She's like, he's starting to like growl and bark at us. And I looked at her, I said, you treat him like a kid, don't you? And she's like, no, 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 we don't. She's like, then like I just kind of blew it off, like, yeah, okay, whatever. And went on about my business. And like maybe 10 minutes later, she's like, oh, I want to show you some pictures of him. Guess what? She got him in a full-fledged Christmas outfit. And I'm like, yo. So like, that's one thing with my dogs and stuff like that. I put my foot down like raising a child. You ain't finna raise your voice to me. You ain't finna tell me what you want and what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. No, it's either you're gonna work for this and that's that. Don't come at me. Don't tell me what to do. I'm the one with the thumb. I'm the one that went to work. So you wait on me to do what I need you to do. Don't just try to just come ripping and running like yo. So let me ask you: when y'all get home, well, your dogs aren't in the house. Well, your Frenchies are, right?
Yeah.
Gam, your dogs in the house.
Sometimes,
Okay, so when they're in the house and they're in the crate.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine don't have to, but I don't leave them all out at the same time because that ain't gonna happen. So my main ones that I have out are Drescher, Kia, and Lotus. But Tookie will feed them Monroe. So even as young puppies, so when you come home, when you first get home, your dogs are yapping and barking and jumping around in their crate and all that. Do you acknowledge them when you get home?
No, I walk in, I ignore them. I do my routine, put my keys away, whatever, my wallet. I ignore them. Go say hi to the wife. Once they calm down, I acknowledge them.
Right. Because people, like so many people come home, they're like, oh, hey, Kaido, I missed you. And the dog's bouncing all over the place in the crate. Then you open it. What happens?
More
Man,
excitement.
Renault,
Shit.
he's excited. He's running all over the
Yeah.
place, jumping on your couch, jumping on your bed. Guess what? You just told that dog, that's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And that right there creates a problem because the dog is so wound up. There's no calm in the dog. And then the dog is like, oh, you want me hyper. You want me overexcited. So this is what you wanted. So here, now you're out the crate. Now you're ripping and running all over the kitchen and the house and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that. Like, once my dogs are completely quiet and they've calmed down, I'm like, bet. You know, what I would do from the beginning is I would take one of my raw balls, like, and just one of the raw piece of raw, and I'll just roll it up. Once they would calm down, I was just nonchalantly just toss it in there. Yo, good boy. And they're like, oh, okay, catching on to being, yo, this is my prize. I'm sitting here chilling. Like, we don't do treats. We feed. You work for your
Yeah.
food. You don't work no. We don't do treats here. But then, let's say if I went over to the crate and I opened it, and as soon as my dog gets that energy, like, yo, trying to dart out, I shut that crate. I don't want you just darting and running to my house because that's what people don't realize. Like, yo, with your coffee table, whatever, and anything that's hanging around the house, like on the table, you know, if your dog runs right into your coffee table, I got a big marble coffee table. If my dog runs right into that and his ribs hit it, that's a broken rib. He can
Yeah.
just like for like you know for the most craziest thing, it's the same height as Tookie's throat. He runs right into that. Guess what? Bomb. There's a whole esophagus throat. The dog gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, man, you got to keep the dog calm. Keep the dog calm. You keep injury from the dog. And then also you keep a balance in the dog and you're taking the dog out in public. This is a
That is
lot to
true.
raise a dog. It's a lot to raise a dog. And it's not just like, oh, he's so cute. No, whatever. Miss me with all that. I don't have that. I'm sorry. That's not a bone I have in my body, bro. I don't have it.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at my
It
puppies
depends
like,
on it depends on the dogs, it depends on the people, but yeah, for
yeah,
sure. It's good. Structure in any situation is always, is always
absolutely.
good, right? So you need that. I'm sure
Absolutely.
certain people are certain, they could get away with certain stuff, but best practice, I believe would be, the structure and to have that discipline for you and your dogs, right? So you don't get into those
Right.
situations because this stuff happens, fast, and it's not always on you. You got to worry about other people too, right? So if you
This
can
type
control
of
your
shit
dog,
happens
and
every
that's
yeah,
if
yeah.
somebody else is not controlling theirs, and that's on them. You're fine, but
Right,
your
right.
dog's gonna
You
stay right
know,
here, not gonna get involved or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's
yeah,
so much that's what do they say? There's multiple worlds in one world because we live on our own world. But when you're crossing your multiverses into another world, you can only control what's in yours. So in that
yeah,
environmental, if you can control your dog, then you got a better chance that there's an act out or something happening um, with your dog about to act out. You got more control on your dog, and you can start stopping the situation and keep things more calm. And because there's going to be civilians coming by trying to help out and this, that, and the third. But if you can't keep your dog calm, then something's going to happen. Somebody else is going to get bit. It's more of a
Yeah.
problem.
yeah. And there's some
Like,
people too. They just get too much like dog for them, right? I think maybe they underestimate it, and they just get like
yeah,
this big ass dog, and they
yeah,
can't
yeah.
even walk it. And if something were to happen where they see something and they dart off, what are you gonna do? You can't stop that dog. And I don't think
No,
that's very responsible, right? On that, it's like, oh no, everything's fine. And then something's not fine, and then a raccoon or something pop out, and now they're dragging you down the
and then
block,
that apex predator kicks in.
and then you let it go, right? And once they see the squirrel, then they run the other way because they don't eat squirrel, they eat kibble, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna come on. Everybody's like, "Oh, my dog will eat that." Nah, I don't give a shit.
Not
Your dog
every
ain't gonna
not
eat
every
nothing.
dog.
No, no, no.
People
I
say
can
that.
tell you this
But
off. I can tell you
nah,
this off
let
real.
all your dogs out. All the squirrels, I bet you will be okay. Not you per se, but
Yeah.
most of the time, you got to worry about the neighborhood cats. Nothing. They're gonna walk the other way. Because they waiting for the bowl. They're like, "Hey, I gotta go do some tricks and I get a bowl. I'm not running after." I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn around and go. He feeds me in a nice bowl. It's washed. There you go. It'll be
That's true. Good,
Gary,
good.
Gary, mad dumb. I love you, bro.
Right.
I
Then some dog
mean,
killers.
man, I
Oh,
don't know, man.
and you
Like,
see that though,
we-
there it's an injury to happen when your dog usually, like Gam said, you have a big 100-pound dog, and you weigh 90 pounds, and that dog sees something, man, it's gonna rip your shoulder off from there,
oh
and
yeah, your socket all gone.
And
yeah, so
you're pissed.
All gone. You like this for the rest
yeah,
of your life? Over
yeah,
and doing
so
the shoulder lean.
And then you're right here.
yeah,
How could you come to work? How could you come to work?
Motherfuckers gonna do the T-pains.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
So
wearing
like,
that
man, there's
thing
this
like
dude.
this.
Fact, but like with work for me and like being out in the world and even moonlighting as a server, everybody knows. Oh, Ernest, he got the dogs. Oh, he's the who we go to and talk about dogs. And everybody's always asking me, "Hey man, do you know where to find this at? Find that out." I said, "Bro, name the breed I can find." Dude comes to me. He's probably he's a Hispanic dude. He's probably like 5'5", maybe. That's pushing it, and he's probably 100 pounds. And that's in that same subject. He's like, man, you know where to get a cane corso. Now, me personally, if you come to me and you say, can you know where to get a cane corso at? You don't need one because it's not a cane, it's a cane.
yeah.
And so that's where I was like, yo, I saw two service dogs trying to get into a fight with them off.
But you see, and they're service
Yeah,
dogs.
And
Right?
that's it.
And they're
Yeah, they're
service
service
dogs,
dogs. Hey, they do it. They squaring up for service, bro.
Yeah.
But somebody about to get served. Hey, you got served in this mall real quick. But
That's
so
crazy.
dude was asking me, he's like, "Oh, you know where I can get a cane corso, this, that, and the third." And I was like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "Well, I thought you knew everything and where to get a dog." I said, "I know where to get dogs, but bro, you ain't ready for one. And you don't understand what that breed is." I said, "Why do you want one?" He's like, "Oh, I think they look good." Are you familiar with the breed is? I'm like, "Bro, do you know what it is? You know the type of dog it is and what they're used for?" And he's like, "Oh, they're great protection dogs." But then, yeah, they are. But like, I know you and I've seen you. Like, I see him all the time over the summer, just wilding out drinking. So I can pick on the type of person you are. You
yeah,
are not responsibly ready mentally for that type of dog, like at all. And he's like, "Oh, well, can I get a dog for you?" Absolutely not. No. You can probably get it. You can get it. No, not for me. Like, cause he wanted one of my Borbers. No, that ain't the dog for you. Like, you can take a Philotes puppy, a Tookie puppy, a Monroe puppy, or Gia puppy. I mean, a Monroe Wolfina puppy, because those are because Gia and Adrestria, they're my full-on utility dog. Yeah, they're great, solid dogs. I produce great puppies and stuff like that. But you just need to have a different kind of mindset when you're getting one of those puppies.
yeah,
Like, I know those aren't just. I'm just not gonna just hand them and give them to everybody. And it's kind of like because what they are, like, I don't like. This is my second generation, but I know what Adrestria is. Like, Adrestria wasn't what she is now, but it's what I asked her to be. So I know what's in her. So I know what's coming out temperament wise. So I'm very, very selective with where I'm gonna put these puppies. I Because I got three, I have two that'll be gone, and that leaves me three. And I've had people hit me up for them, and I'm talking to you about your lifestyle, what's happening, this, that, and the third. None of them fit me. Like, I just don't feel comfortable giving them to you.
yeah,
I don't care how much you pay me. I'm responsible for that, and that's where it really starts. That's where it really starts. For when the breeder is selling the dog, you are responsible. It starts right there. Let me know who I'm selling to, not just what I'm going to sell. Like, who am I selling to? What's the purpose? Like, let me see what your family lifestyle is like. Let me see what your mentality is like. Can you really handle a dog? And then more things value more than a dollar. Like, it's the dogs. Because what happens when you put that dog in somebody's home? Then those people can't control that dog. And then guess what? A bit of you and your business and what you work for was just put down.
yeah.
No, that's a part of my name in this world. No, I'm not every bit to me matters. I ain't finna just give it that.
Yeah.
No, definitely. You have to do your due diligence as a breeder as well.
Yeah, and then
And
they're
you,
gonna blame you, right? So you're being
yeah,
responsible,
Exactly.
you're not doing that, and then
Yes.
at the end of the day, you're gonna say like, "Damn, I knew it," and then they're just gonna blame you, even though it was their fault, right? one hundred
Yeah.
percent. They came to you and they said that's what they wanted. Like, oh yeah, I want to, do this, and then you're like, yeah, sure, this is the dog for you.
we have
Yeah.
a special guest that I invited. I think for our next topic, he'll be good to, kind of have a conversation with
What's our
him.
next topic?
Well, surprise.
Oh,
Hello.
this guy. Oh
Hey,
my goodness.
Martin.
Wait,
What?
wait, wait. What are we talking about? Are we
Hey,
talking about fluffies?
it's not
No,
Santa
no,
Claus, but he's the closest to the North Pole. So
true.
Right, right, right. Hey,
Look,
what you rolling in? Your Impala?
no, I'm in the pickup truck. I was on the way to the store, but I could stop,
Oh yeah.
take a little convo.
All right, bet.
Yeah,
hell
yeah. But
yeah.
no, that was serious stuff about the dog bites, man. And not from personal experience, but I've been told by a police officer like, hey, if your dog gets out of the house and it's been reported to be trouble, and then you happen to get in trouble because your dog bit somebody, they're gonna go investigate. They're gonna ask your neighbors like, hey, is such and such a responsible dog owner, or is their dog causing trouble once in a while? They'll be like, no, he gets out. That dog gets out once in a while, and he's even bit someone before. So
Yeah.
that's straight to jail right there.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, because then it's like
So
you knew.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
if you
here's
knew, if
like
you knew, it's a big deal.
so, and here's the thing for me. Like that's why I'm very, very cautious of what I'm doing, and especially with a dress shred, because people don't realize I walk like when I put it on the leash, I got a weapon right there, and it's a loaded gun. Like so, if she gets out or anything happens, guess what? That is me. I'm getting locked up. Yeah, because they're gonna go do all the research, look at my page, see that she does protection work, and this, that, and the third. So I 100% knew what this dog was capable of. Like that's manslaughter, murder, whatever. Like
yeah,
that's exactly it. And that's what I think needs to happen. Like literally, when I told Dennis about it, I literally said, "Homeboy needs to be locked up."
Yeah,
you
I mean
did.
they'll look at the containment too, how you keep your dogs, if you got a good chain link fence, if you got chicken wire, if it's just the front door, if that's it.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
take all that stuff into account. How many times does it happen and stuff?
I think one time is too many.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
a we
yeah,
had a
that's tough,
situation
but
here. We had a
Like,
situation in my county that somebody had a dog and the dog bit someone, and that was in Eugene, Oregon, about 2 hours north of us. And they brought the dog down here and put it like at their uncle's house or whatever, and hid the dog from animal control. And the dog ended up killing someone here that like walked into the bedroom where they were holding it.
Damn.
It was it
see,
was it was bad. It was bad, and there was
so
children
that's
that witnessed it. It was horrible.
so
damn,
that's
that's
where like lack of responsibility. What we were saying earlier. Like you're like, oh, like let me just give like have a heart, like oh the dog is fine. I love the dog and this, that, and the third. Man, it's kind of like a relationship, man. Like that dog, like the dog isn't. You have a relationship with the dog. If the dog can't be trusted, then guess what? This relationship ain't built off of trust. You just can't be here. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go. I mean, you can, but like this ain't no Bonnie and Clyde situation. But guess what, my boy? The dog is still gonna be a dog. Like it's still gonna
Yeah,
happen. You don't go try to hide the dog and save the dog because all it's gonna do is just cause more problems. Well, if it did it at home, it's gonna do it away from home. Especially, it's gonna be more likely to do it even more when it's away from home.
Yeah.
But Gam, you was about to say something whenever I said one time is too many. What were you about to say?
yeah. I think it's. I think there's a lot of probably gray area because one time what depending on right because then you're gonna get situations when it's not your dog's fault, right? But he did. Like when I was little, I was growing up. I remember we had this crazy, like wired hair, like terrier. Dude was like half cat. He would climb up the walls, get out. Like he was crazy, right? He would eat gophers. Now that dude was a predator. That guy, I don't know where we got him. We had him forever,
I love how you
and
double back.
and people went people like there was some little kids. They went up to the fence and they put their fingers under the fence, and he bit them. Right,
That's
and then
not
they
the,
made a
yeah.
big sting, but it's
No,
like,
that's,
oh,
I mean, but that's
but
not,
no, but that's what
that-
I'm saying. So, but one time, right? And you said
Yeah.
if they do it at your house, they'll do it somewhere else. That's why it's like a gray. Each
Okay,
situation,
I get
yeah,
you.
because then it's
different.
Cool.
like
I'm not even gonna
that's
argue that.
different.
I'm not even gonna argue that. I'm not gonna
And I've
make
seen
an
that where it's like,
argument.
well, why would you put? You hear the dog going, "Rah!" You put your hand in there messing with them, boom, he got the little fingers, and they did actually. We had
Yeah.
to put that dog, R.I.P. Rex. We had to put that dog down. That dude was nuts, but he was like, he was cool
Man,
with
with a
us.
name like Rex, y'all started it from the jump, bro.
He was crazy. He looked like like a gremlin. He had like brown with little white right here, little white chest. I don't know what he was. He was, yeah,
Gizmo.
dude was crazy. But yeah, we ended up having to put him to sleep because he just kept doing stuff like that and getting out, and just I don't know what was wrong with him.
So because he was an apex predator, then y'all didn't respect that. But
Probably inbred too many times.
so whenever he got out, so he got out multiple times. Did he bite people when he got out?
There was another time where somebody said that he did bite him, but then he'll come back. Then I'm sure there was some time where they said, "Oh, there was a dog." I knew whose dog it was. I was a little kid, like, "Oh no, I never seen no dog around here," and he already went back to the fence, right?
Right.
One of those things, but that was like an old Yeller situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like for all the bad, he did good, right? So
Oh, Trey,
Hey,
y'all,
Trey
happy
Yard.
holidays.
hey,
Happy
happy holidays.
holidays, man. Hey, so, but there was a subject. What's the Martins the expert for?
No. I didn't say he was the expert. I said this is a good topic that Martin can chime me in. And
Hey,
you brought
how
it up,
about-
Ernest. Mrs. Jamie Sweet. made
yeah,
a
I was
post.
gonna say let's get on
and
that. Yeah.
so yeah, here and this is what go ahead, Ernest.
Okay, so if you only breed approved females, do you really know what their stud can do? You're getting the blame, never for credit anyway. Laugh out loud. It's Christmas. Help someone out. Save the bulldog world. See if he's a magic, as they say. Happy holidays. So so where I'm getting this, it's like, yo, if you're gonna breed your male, breed it to a female. Does the male really have what it needs to be thrown into the mix? Is he really producing himself? So there's, as in the words of my buddy Gam, there's a lot of gray areas in
There you go. Now you're talking.
that. Because how is that male bred? Is he doubled up on the genetics? Have you bred? So are all the breedings that you have done to produce that male, does he carry those genetics? Is he produced to be what you wanted him to be? Did you start from somewhere to get him here? So that consistency still portrays in that dog. So here's the thing. Are there line breedings in the dog? Are there any inbreedings in the dog to where you're going to reproduce the dog regardless? Even if he's bred to a lackluster bitch, he can still throw himself into somewhere. Like it's all like the genetics. How's the genetics built? What's happening on the dog? And what someone said in the comments said your female plays an important role.
Yes.
Both dogs play an important role, but it is about the male. The male's not going to always work miracles. And now people say that you expect the male to work miracles. I expect them both to work miracles, but I'm looking at the male to add something to my female, right?
It's a
But if the
balance.
male, yeah. But if the male and these breedings and the way the things are right now, I'm hoping from a miracle for the dog because the dog isn't bred to produce miracles, and you don't have it. So, I like this post, but there's just so much to it. Oh, snap!
Yeah. Oh, we lost my boy. All right.
I know. Hey, hey! After these messages, I rearranged some things. Even earlier, I almost lost my MacBook.
No, so there was some other comments on this, right? And it said to approve. So, like for me, what I'm thinking
there's no
is
such thing. They breed to breed.
It's approved. So maybe my approved female is not Dennis approved female is not. It's Martin's approved female, but not Ernest, right? So I think that's what some other people in the comments were saying because we're all like they're gonna say like approved. So approved by who? Approved by who was gonna use it, like the stud owner. right? So that
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean any of that any of us talk about even matters. They just
Yeah.
gotta say like
Right.
I have to approve it, whether because
Right.
I see some other people like, what are you approving? Like, do you want it to be for a type? You want it to be for color, for health? What are you
Or
asking
for money, or
for
is it
the
been approved for
approval, right?
money?
Yeah, see, there you
Right.
go. It's approved to your vision. So that's where I
Right.
think kind of it gets kind of, and then I see people asking for studs like super specific. I'm like, what the hell? Like, like you're asking for
Nah,
what you want the dog to be. Is like you're gonna have to get there, right? Or else you would have made one by now. But I see people like,
I mean,
okay, 21.275 inches, and I want the tail to be 14 this and the color of this, and it's like, hey, make that
I
dog
mean,
yourself. That's what
I
you should
can
be
I
so
can
looking
chime
well,
in.
you
for.
get that's the whole
When
point of using the dog to make the dog.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you're not gonna get something that's you're like the way I've seen some description is like they're asking for a product that they already want done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's not
which is
crazy.
their vision. So they're like, oh, I need this is the dog I need. Like, okay, maybe it doesn't exist because that's the dog you want to make, right? It's not gonna be
Yeah,
there.
but
Yeah. They be looking for a unicorn they never made. But exactly. It's
so
like, what the
so here's
Hold,
here's
hold on,
here's
guys.
my
Hold
thing.
on, Martin. What were you gonna say?
I can chime in on this. Like the first thing that comes to my mind as an example for the ABs is when people use a female that lacks like muscle and bone density, maybe has really good angulation, nice straight up pasterns, nice paws, uh, mild type. I mean, it definitely looks like the breed. It's just uh, 67, 72 pound female that just lacks bone, thin legs,
Yeah.
and then people will take a really nice stud to her. That's what I've seen happen more. And it just depends, like Ernest was saying, is like it depends on the male, like how tightly bred is the male, how heterozygotic, how homozygotic is it,
Yeah.
and how is he produced with like nice bitches, and then how is he producing with something pretty average-ish or mediocre. And I can use a really good example here, and I'm going to say other people's dogs. So I don't know if you guys remember Hildardo's Hercules, the big
Yes,
I remember
I
him.
do.
brindle male. If you
Yeah.
that dog was bred to a lot of pretty decent females, and it produced like every litter had a decent one, a good dog that was worthwhile, worth keeping in a program. But when they bred that when they line bred it to Ivan's another H Town dog, Nicole, it produced fire all the way around. So you could have really nice males that have to be taken to really nice females, maybe line bred to produce that stuff. But that's like the number one place I see it. And an issue with most of the dogs in our breed is, I don't know, they're not that line bred. Our The American Bulldog is not that line bred. We'll have like a half sibling breeding, and then a production. They'll take it to like an uncle or a cousin, and that's pretty average. I mean, there are lines of dogs, but as far as like lines of dogs, those people right now aren't super active, like the Dailies, the Kennedys, and a few more that I can't think of right now.
What we used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of things. Whenever people are saying the evolution of the dog, and I've said this before, and I've even written it down. I said no, it's a digression of the breed. Period. No matter what breed it is, because as we get on here and we speak about how we should breed, breeders aren't breeding like that, and even breeders aren't teaching their people to breed like that. So we're losing a lot of phenotype traits and just look of dogs by doing all these scatter breedings. And then where that post is, you're giving the male the blame, but yeah, you're gonna get the male. The male's gonna get the blame, but guess what? You two together as a breeder are gonna get the blame from me because I'm gonna look at the pedigree of the dogs. I'm not gonna just pick the male and I'm not gonna pick the female. But on the subject of what Gam was talking about, people make these posts and talk about approved female, approved this and this, that, and the third. I've seen hundreds of breedings done to solid males where people are like, oh, only to approved bitches. Okay, I'm sorry that most of these bitches that were approved for by these dogs, they're not approvable bitches in my opinion. They brought no type, they brought no bone. Like this, why? Like I just think people are just breeding for a dollar. But then I see people even make a post. Oh, I'm looking for a stud, a blue tri. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. But people are so quick to throw their dog up, like, oh, here's what I got, I got this, I got that. And then guess what? Nobody's ever asking. And there's no picture of the bitch. And this is always my first response. What's the bitch look like? No one's ever asking what does the bitch look like. They're always just throwing their dog out there. No, I just think people just, as I always say, not everything of dollar is worth the value. It's not. Because our biggest value is the same thing we sit here and harp and complain and really want to bring back, is to truly bring back the look, the type, the health, and the temperament of the dog. Just because you're approving it for $1 behind closed doors or just to get your dog out there, bro, y'all messing the breed up. It's messing it up.
Yeah, I could see a couple ways. I mean, like it all kind of depends, but yeah, I do see that, and I've seen where people say that, like, oh, they just approved it, and it kind of depends because then it could be a way to, to see what that dog does throw, and then hey, maybe you don't use
Do
it.
that in your own.
Hey,
Do that in your own yard.
but why if somebody's gonna pay for it?
You're doing it for free.
No, not for free. If somebody does it for a stud fee.
So you're saying do it for the $1?
No, I'm saying if that's what I mean, what is it? If it's healthy, right? If they want to stud their dog out.
No, I think it's better to do it in your own yard. If you want to know what your dog produces, do it in your own yard first. Then you really know. If I know if I taking him to a line bred bitch and an outcross bitch, I did it in my own yard. So I know what he's gonna give me with an outcross dog, and I know he's gonna give me with a line bred dog. So you know what your dog throws before you even have to get paid for it. Because the bigger
I wouldn't
game
be.
and the bigger.
I
Do
wouldn't
what?
be comfortable. I wouldn't be
Me
comfortable
neither.
letting someone use my stud if I haven't used it yet. Just because I don't,
Right.
I don't
And
know. Like what if it doesn't work out? There's been times where I pet home studs after using them one time. That happened to me 2 times. I'm like, nope, not the one.
yeah, like because the bigger payout is what we're trying to get. So I would rather take the risk at home instead of putting the risk out in the public and getting more risk of the stuff that we're trying to go against.
Oh, okay.
No,
So then let me be devil's advocate. That's my favorite. So then what do you
yeah, I
do with
know.
those puppies? What do you do with those
Do it.
puppies?
What do you
Huh?
mean?
Yeah, with
You're
all the
selling
puppies
them.
that for
So
$1?
okay, no. So let's say if the dog went, hold on, whoa,
What do
whoa,
you do with
whoa,
the
whoa,
puppies?
whoa, hold on. Hey Dennis, remember when I first moved here? I had a litter of
Yeah.
13. I gave them all away for free because guess
Yeah.
what? They didn't fit nothing. I don't get
You see?
if it ain't fitting, it ain't worth it. You take the
Yeah.
dog for free. Just give it a good home. Love on the dog. Give it this, that, and the third.
And that
It's
breeding you
no
did,
breed.
Ernest, was a outcross, right?
It
Not
sure
even one
was.
of those puppies produced hybrid vigor in there. Um,
No,
that were at least one, not even. So
not one.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, the cops gonna get you.
Me dijeron que me quitara.
What the
tell them you're an influencer, Martin.
Yeah, right.
damn?
Yeah, right. So,
Sabe a dónde van,
so,
pero.
Dile que estoy grabando.
Oh well.
yeah. I say this a lot, and I really truly mean it. I'm not in this for $1. I'm not. $1's gonna come, but $1's gonna be made whenever everything's really more consistent. And I
Oh
don't. If
yeah,
I'm gonna
hey.
produce, if I'm gonna do a breeding, and I don't see what I want out of it, it's not value to me. I mean, it's not valued on a dollar mark. It's a value to still
Yeah.
give the dog love and a good home. So guess what? Just take the puppy. I'm cool with that. And it was 13. I gave all 13 away. And like
13 bucks
so,
is
I
crazy.
will do, yeah, and I'll do the breeding in my own yard before I go put it out somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because think about
I've been in the situation where I didn't really like the female that they wanted to use or that they wanted to take to my male. I went ahead and did it anyways because I figured, the health is okay. Lacks a little bit of virtues, but everyone's got to start somewhere. But I knew what my dog could do for the most part. I knew the flaws. I knew the good stuff. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and did it. And the giving away pups. Who wants to give away pups when you can get money? But there's been times where I had 30 something pups in 1 year, and I did give away 2 of them for like $300 just as pets.
Yeah.
I held the registration back and everything because I didn't like the pup, man. It had a snipey muzzle, and it kind of turned up, and I'm like, I don't know about this. The dog did end up to have halfway okay type, like you could tell what breed it was, but it didn't turn out to something like that I would ever keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
it goes down like that. I mean, there's a lot of different ways, but I see that on there, and some people are doing it, or they use it once and then they stud it out a bunch of crazy times. I think it's all everybody likes to say what they would and wouldn't do, and I've seen a lot of
So,
stuff, and I'm like, it's just
so
there's a lot of people and a lot of dogs.
So what does your
wait,
stud
hold on.
determines? Go ahead, Ernest. Go
Let me
ahead.
let me say something. So that post, we're saying we're only if you only breed approved females. Okay, so what about approved males? What are we not? Because the male has to be proven and to be approved. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what, like, to me, that post is not like so serious as like, oh, in the pedigree and all that. This is just like regular people when they say to approved, right? So it's just saying
No. I
whatever
get that. I get
whatever
that.
I
I
approve.
get
Like
that.
for the male too, like, hey, whatever they approve doesn't mean I don't
No,
know
no,
what
no.
they're
I get that. I
scaling
get
off
that. I
of.
get all that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
100% get that. I get that. So now, since we're sitting talking about it, now if we figure out the dog is really proven to do what he does, why don't we start saying, hey, I have a proven, which we don't hear that no more. My male is proven to reproduce type. Because, like, what? Proven can be proven to be a stud dog. He can throw semen and semen, this, that, and the third. But for me, he's proven to produce himself and proven to produce the type. So I have approved male. No one ever says that.
I see people say where there's a proven stud,
He's
champion
proven just to.
this, and
Yeah.
like,
I see that, but you never say he is proven to produce himself. He's not proven.
yeah,
And
yeah, then,
That's
I've
number
and
never.
then,
one. That's number one right there.
yeah,
It is.
and
That's the
and
number
for
one
me,
proven stud.
the bigger picture is that not everybody's gonna agree. That's why everybody's tripping. That's why everybody's tripping about that last dog show. Because what's a proven stud to somebody else is not gonna be. See, he said also means health. Somebody would say, no, that's not even. You know, that's not
Yeah,
even what
that's.
it. Yeah, I think it
Somebody
just
else
I
could
think.
be
depends
I
like
on
think
proven
everything.
as
proven.
does he have any
Proven
titles?
quality.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proven.
Yeah.
Like proven as
Yeah,
what?
that's why I wouldn't say. That's why I don't use that as much because I don't really show. I don't really work.
Yeah,
I
and
Yeah.
have.
I see that people say that, like, oh, this. I see people say their dogs are champions. I'm like, what, from who? They never been to no shows, right? But they're like, oh, it's because their uncle was a grand champion, or the grandma of these puppies was a champion. Like, oh, they're not champion bloodline. That's not, you know. And they say that, right? Or people ask. I see people, they put puppies, and then people ask, like, oh, hey, are they health tested? Have they done this? Do they do this? And then the people selling the puppies are like, oh no, but they're tight. They're
Uh,
bully. You know what I'm
I
saying? That's
remember when I first started, I would post up my puppies, and there was always these ladies. They're still
hitting you
around. They're
up.
not as active. These
Yeah.
ladies. I'm like, are your dogs OFA?
Yeah.
Hips, shoulders, patella, toes, like
Hard.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like heart, like everything, eyes, nose, ears, and like, oh, like, damn, I'm just trying to sell some pets. It was like my first and second litter. I must have smelled really green, so there's always that, and still you always have people that'll say stuff like that too, like, you don't have $7,000 in health testing,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it depends. And there was like some people still they'll do they'll still ask, but yeah, I remember when I was first, like, people would be like asking, like, they're just fucking just asking just to ask, or they want to see, or they kind of want to. I feel like old heads, they would try to test you, right? But then they see, like, hey, 5-10 years later, this person's still here, whatever, right? Are they could see, so they don't need to ask those questions. Um, that's the thing. But I think it kind of depends. Everybody gets the new guy, right? And they want to see, and then they see your dogs, and they don't really,
See,
mess with it no more.
we have a comment on Instagram by Mr. Randy Pam. He's like, all females or approve if price is right.
That's
You-
what I always say. They,
but
hey,
But you see what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like, hey, you can't. Can you say that's good? Can you say that's bad? I don't know. And I think that's why they put that like approved because that's what they were referring to. Like everybody just saying approve, but approve to this
To
person is
what?
money.
Yeah.
Approve to this
yeah,
money is this
Or
right? And
or
which
how about this? Pup back to approved females. I
mm,
haven't heard
Yeah.
that in a
That's
while,
another
but I
one.
used to
Yep.
hear that a
wow,
lot.
man, yeah. Oh, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing that
No,
one. No.
I've asked that before. Never happened, but I was looking to stud out Canelo to approve females bred on size, and
Mm.
I've also said open to approve females bred on type. When I was first like, Batman had only had one litter, and I put him out there. So
And
I
nobody
guess
took
those are
them.
the two
Oh.
times I have said that.
Well, so let me ask
Uh,
you. So with Batman, did anybody like hit you up with dogs?
I stud him out to who I let me see. There was a family in Washington who had some dogs from a breeder in Washington that wasn't well known, but it went back to Dale, some of Dale's dogs, and I can't remember who else, but they were known dogs. Like the pedigree was fine. The female looked all right, and I sent him semen, and they had no idea what they were doing. Like they had like a pet, but they hit me up, you know. So
Yeah.
that was one time. I can't remember who else used them, but Batman was used 7 times. He had 7 litters,
Oh,
and I
nice.
think 2 or 3 of them were out of house. So
yeah, that's
But
pretty
whenever
cool. What
you
you
no,
get?
but whenever you threw them out there for the offer for pup back to approve females, you never got a hit on that.
nah,
Has
Ah, that's
anybody
I
heard
I
about
got
to
a
approve
lot of
breeders?
messages, a lot of messages. Oh,
hey,
I've seen that.
oh,
Yeah,
hey,
there's some
that's
people.
messages.
that's a classic
My
phrase right
friends,
there.
Hey,
only my
I,
friends.
I've seen that. That's just
Mm.
happened to me. I've seen it happen to people. They'll be like posting it up. Hey, I'm selling this dog. I'm like, okay, cool. What's up? Then they ghost me, or they say nobody wanted to buy it,
Yeah.
or they say somebody gave them 3 times what the deal was.
Oh
Um,
man,
and I've seen other people too where they just, they it just happens, right? It's like all the time, like, oh, stud, or this, and then I see people. I'm like, that's crazy. I see like 4 people ask you, and you didn't want them to use it. You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was available or whatever. That's a real thing too. But they're not gonna put that out there,
mm-mm.
right? And
Like,
and that's the thing too with the breeding and stuff like that. Like, when we say like, oh, people got to do that stuff, but people always, they still got like hidden agendas or their feelings or their hearts get hurt. So they're like, oh, or their pride. Like, I'm not gonna do that because they're better than me, or I don't want to give them a chance, or I don't want to be associated with them, right? And then you mess up there's some good crosses that could be, and they probably will never be because of whatever beef. At the end of the day, it's not that's not gonna put it. It's not gonna be about the dog. It's about the people, right? And
That's
it's your
true.
dogs. You could do whatever you want, but at least say that.
Some people are hard to do business with, though, man. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they're hard to have as Facebook friends. I can't imagine doing business with everyone.
That's true.
there,
On
there's a
Facebook,
couple
everybody on
people.
Facebook.
There's a couple people like that, closer to Ernest than me, but you know what I mean. There's some people I wouldn't do business with. Nothing personal. It's just like sometimes it's not worth it. I've done business with some people that I'm like, man, I'm about to send you your money back right now. Like, keep the dog. Just don't ever text me again. You know.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah, and,
That's
and
true.
been
sometimes
times.
sometimes you can tell. Yeah, sometimes you can tell. Like, you just get that feeling like, oh yeah, this is gonna be rough, right? Like, if I make this deal right now, I already know I'm gonna be paying for it.
Oh, you've had 3 ABs. Send me your references of who you got them from.
Yeah, like what?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a couple people out there, you know.
Yeah, you're like, all right, buddy, relax. But
That's
it is what it is. But it keeps it fun, exciting, and then along the way you meet cool people, right? We've been meeting more people on here, right? Martin, we've fucking been talking for a long time. Dennis and Ernest, I've known you guys for a while. I think partly Martin too since the start. So, which is pretty cool, right? And then there's some people like in the distance. So it works out. And then some
And it's
people
all about networking,
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
There's some
I like the network.
there's some people with cool dogs. There's some people with cool dogs who are like only on Instagram, and they're nowhere to be found on like Facebook or TikTok or anything. They're only on Instagram.
On some real shit, it's crazy because like Martin, you're part of our crew too, and Dennis knows this. Like I have so much respect for my brethren, my brothers, my brother. Like it's hands down. I don't care. But there was a situation at one time that I was thinking about buying a dog, and I'm never the type like personally for me, like when people like, oh, I don't like that person, I'm not gonna use this dog. Man, it ain't about the person, it's about the dog. Like I don't care. Like I'll give you the money because I'm looking for what I need to do, so I'll use the dog. I don't care about you. But that's on my own personal thing. But if you come with my homies and you do something, and something happened, and there was a post made, and I'm talking to Dennis about it, and I'm like, I'm mad as fuck, bro. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I ain't getting this dog, da. But Dennis had to remind me. He said, bro, it ain't about that. It's about your end goal. And we let our emotions and our feelings, can actually ruin what we're trying to do. Because that breeding was real nice. And I'm like, all right, you're right. So, long story short, man, don't let your ego, don't let your feelings, don't let your emotions, don't let other people's thoughts of what they go through with somebody hinder your growth off of something that could be really solid for your program.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, take every opportunity. Because even though that whatever controversy or whatever problem that somebody has or you've seen with this person, bro, you're just trying to build a dog. That's what you're doing. Build a dog. When people are like, oh, I'm not gonna put money in his pocket and and have his blood in my bro. When you use his dog or she or hers or they or whatever, him, LBG, whatever you want to call it. Whenever you use the dog, you're putting the dog into your program. Guess what? It's your production, not theirs. It's your production. You get to put XYZ, whatever, elemental K kennels. That is your dog. You produced it. So who cares if it's a stepping stone? Use them as a stepping stone, bro. Just use it. Do it. You got to put down your feelings because you ain't going to make it if you don't. You're not.
That's true.
It's true.
Because there's people
you gotta have a thick skin for this dog game,
right? Because there's people I would talk to, because I was even thinking about hitting somebody up the other day. You know what?
I love everybody.
He was brought up the other day.
If you're out there right now, you're listening to me because I know you are. I love you. We love you. If you go to bed thinking about us and wake up thinking about us, we love you.
Foreign, man. Foreign, you my guy. You're my guy, and I love every time you hit me up and you ask me for something, you ask for my opinion and stuff.
What'd he say?
He said somebody go step on Gam's foot.
There he is. Hey, Foreign Brim, holler at me.
When you first came in this whole thing, I didn't know you from Who Shot John. I didn't. But as you came in, he has a puppy from me. But from that moment on, bro, what you've been doing you've been elevating. Every dog I see posting is getting better and better, and you're getting dogs you're bringing in, and you got a solid breeding. I think you got a litter about to hit the ground. But man, you're going in the right direction.
He's got an eye.
Yeah, he's doing he's doing some good stuff over
there. And that's what David is saying is true. There is a lot of snakes out there, and you have to be careful.
Yeah, the snake bit you once, you're gonna bite you again.
Yeah.
Apex predators out there. You gotta
watch out. I was gonna say it, but I wasn't throwing no shots. So I wasn't gonna hit a jab real quick.
Apex predator.
All right, guys. I'm a log out. I'm gonna keep listening. I'm gonna drive. My wife sent me to the grocery store for dinner, and I'm like,
yeah. All right, Martin. For sure, brother.
All right,
thank you.
Later. We hungry.
No, there
Man,
is. That's why I say you have to have a thick skin in this dog game because man, you're gonna
yeah.
encounter all kind of people in this dog game.
I can
And
sit
like
here. I
Gabriel
got to
said,
sit
we
back.
love everybody. Don't
Yep.
don't let them take your shine away. Keep on pushing, keep on doing you. Hey, because the more you do and the more you do better, the more they're gonna hate. But hey, it is what it is.
But it's all love,
Yep.
I mean,
especially during the holidays.
there's always peace, love, and heritage, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you, it's all about the dog, and that's for me. Like, I'm not really big into controversy. If it doesn't, if I ain't gonna eat it, it don't make me shit. Like, but like, I don't get into controversy. I do look at the things that's happening in the dog world. Like even with the whole ABKC thing. I mean, you can't. I can't. You like. I wanted to get on this post and I wanted to say something, but that just becomes a whole rabbit hole. And I got to sit here and do this all day,
Yeah.
talk to you and argue on something. But the thing is, you're arguing an opinion, nothing
Yeah.
factual. Like you're arguing an opinion. So
Mhm.
what's it gonna do? I was just gonna go, keep going, keep going. Then it's gonna draw you in a fight. I didn't even have a dog in the fight. It ain't my dog. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yo,
I don't even
it's
go to
not my,
that show.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
no,
oh
but
yeah,
and a lot of those things that people are arguing about is like two things can be right.
Yeah.
Like
right.
that's not a right and a wrong. There's two things can be right. Obviously, if it was only one thing, everybody would agree on it, right? But it's that there's two things that are also right, and you have two groups of people that are like, and then makes you
Yeah,
feel some type of way. Just do your thing, and that's it. At the end of the day, don't let that stuff discourage you because it's easy to get, discouraged and
Yeah.
trolls and but
Just
go on
laugh
into
at it.
it.
That's
yeah,
all you
Yeah,
just
could
yeah,
laugh
do.
at
Laugh
it.
about it.
yeah. Like oh shit, he got
Yeah,
another one.
and
Like
keep
that's what we did in private. Like that's
keep
what we do.
going.
We talk
Yeah.
amongst it about ourselves. Like oh, this is what I think. This, that, and the third. Because you already know when you gonna put your opinion out there, then they come start attacking you. Like oh, what are you looking at? Boy, what are you looking at?
Yeah,
Like what are you looking at?
you
You
don't
know,
know.
because I know the controversy. Like there was some like because what was his name? What's the Trindle male's name that was in there? The Trindle dog named BKC.
Moose.
Yeah, Moose. So I know some people had controversy because of the subject that we were on. When we were talking about judges handling their own dog and being produced to that person. Like I know the controversy. A lot of it, honestly, we ain't gonna get on that person or whatever. I know the shade was thrown directly because of that. And if
Yeah.
you ask me, like Moose has a really, really, really nice head type. Like, you cannot deny that dog doesn't look like a bulldog, like at all. So that's
Yeah.
where I was confused on how y'all mad at that dog. Like maybe the rear or whatever wasn't where it should be, or maybe
No,
yeah, it was handled by a judge of the ABKC. Who cares? The dog fit, but I don't know the other dogs in the ring though. That's where
But
I
here,
don't know what
here's
he
the
was up against.
here's the thing too, though, right? There's multiple pictures and videos of these dogs. Why only post the one where you capturing where he's not looking the best?
yeah, yeah, that's my
Yeah,
thing.
You know?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like yeah, that was not the best photo to put of the dog.
yeah. Then
Yeah.
that's like you put the one that's not flattering, right? I'm sure everybody got
Exactly.
Right.
pictures of them, that they look their best and that's them, right? But you see them in the real life and you're like, what? Or they put a picture and that they wasn't ready, right? Everybody around them looks good and they don't, right? So if you post those only, like post the good ones. Because I seen some good ones. I didn't even know it was that dog they were talking about. And I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, why
Mm.
didn't you guys post those? Or post
Right,
that
right, right.
video? Like, why you
Yeah.
post the
Yeah,
one where
yeah.
they? They're like, huh?
I mean,
Well, yeah, no wonder they didn't know. And it was probably a video and you took a screenshot,
Exactly.
right?
yeah, right.
But
hit
hey, whatever, it doesn't
that
matter.
hit that still
It's
life pose.
yeah, it's all good, but hey, that's just the way it is. Nobody's ever gonna agree on 100%, right? Which is why it's part of the reason why we do this stuff because that makes
Exactly.
the competition,
Yeah.
Right, 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 right.
or
I
else they all look
mean,
the same, or else we'll go to like
it's,
golden retrievers or something,
hey, I got
right?
these chihuahuas.
That's
You see what I'm
true.
saying? Even those got some
Yeah.
different types.
Yeah, you got different sizes on those.
But the last time I
Yeah,
seen
long
I
hair.
still have transport.
They're still around. Chihuahuas are still not like for back in the day. They were everywhere.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, I can't say
Wow,
that.
that's
No, we'll leave it
crazy.
for the
I
next
can't- right.
for the next episode.
It's the holidays,
No. I can only say I
Holidays,
can say
man.
it
Keep that over
private.
there, man.
Like
What?
like Dennis. So it was along the lines of like Dennis. You remember when you asked me if we're still doing the podcast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of on that line. Like that's the private.
That's crazy.
Now, gentlemen, so we're getting to our end already. Happy holidays. Spend it well with your loved ones.
Happy Kwanzaa and the whole nine, my boy.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas, happy holidays, all that stuff.
Happy
Enjoy your
Matata,
holidays, whatever you guys are
definitely.
doing. And if
But
you
man,
don't,
Next week again, for New Year's, we'll be a day ahead.
Tuesday.
We'll be live on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, and then starting next year, we'll be back on our Wednesday schedule.
Yeah.
Hey, when we get off, when we can talk about it in the studio.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
All right.
All right, guys.
Merry Christmas, guys.
See you. Merry Christmas.